Are you in an unsigned band? He's got just the thing. I'm not sure, but I feel like he's way cooler than I am. Way blacker, at least. Welcome to the show, Bobby Schubenski, right?
Oh, Schubenski, there you go. That's a hard.
Okay, there you go. I was great with the name for 2 days, and then the past like 3-4 hours, I started adding to it. So
No, you got it, Bobby Schubenski. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but you did good.
yeah, there you go. Like definitely, like I had it, and then past 3-4 hours, I've been wanting to add Shubeneski, like adding to it. There you go. But you are the owner of BlackCraft Cult Clothing and other dark subsidiaries, co-host of the Space Zebra Show on Danny Wimmer Presents, the Twitch channel, as well as daddy to a super cute little girl, and we'll get to all that later. But first, if you're in an unsigned band, now there's Tasty Trade. What is Tasty Trade?
So Tasty Trade is our first ever sponsor we got on the Space Zebra Show on Twitch. It's a really cool platform. So they have two things. So tastytrade.com. It's a platform where basically it's like a media hub for people who want to learn about stocks, investments, and crypto trading, which is really cool. And then Tasty Works, that's like the actual program where you can actually sign up for an account and do everything. So just kind of how we're building the media hub in the music world, they're doing that like in the financial world, and it's really cool because who doesn't want good like financial advice? So, and the owner is this guy named Tom, and he's the coolest dude in the world. And Tasty Trade, they're just like down to try things. So we actually just wrapped our producer's car. Well, we're wrapping our producer's car right now in the whole Tasty Trade logo and shit. So it's gonna be sick. And he's a big rock fan, and he saw our show and loved what we're doing. So he got behind us, and they're doing a really big giveaway for bands. And if you go vote on Tasty Trade, so yeah, people in the chat right now say we love Tom, Tasty Tom. They see he's become like his own character. Tom's the founder of it, so it's cool.
That's awesome. Okay, so how does that translate for like the unsigned bands and the Danny Wimmer Presents? Is there a connection there? Are you guys partnering up and doing like a band Tasty Trade and then some sort of contest to hook up with Danny Wimmer Presents?
Yeah. Well, you talking about on our Space Zebra show with Tasty Trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. I thought Tasty Trade was like the platform you were doing it for, but it's different. So they're just the sponsor and you guys are doing that, right?
Yeah, we do that. And then Tasty Trade's also, if you go to tastytrade.com, let me just make sure the website, tastytrade.com/vote. There's a whole contest on there for your favorite unsigned band. So that's one contest right now that they're doing. One lucky band's going to get featured in their magazine that they do. And like I said, they have a platform as well. So they get millions and millions of viewers. So the band's going to be featured on there. And then one voter is going to get a ticket to DWP Festival, and we're actually going to pay for travel and hotel and stuff for him. So it's going to be cool. Actually, I don't know about hotel. I know we're going to fly him in, so I don't know about hotel. So you can't hold me to that. But the bigger contest is on our Twitch show, twitch.tv/DW Presents, and we stream there 4 days a week at 3:30 Pacific time, and we do about 2 hour show. And right now, so like last year, let's talk about last year for a second. We got some bands signed to Alchemy Records, which is Danny Wimmer's label. We got some bands, played on Sirius XM on Test Drive, which I was really excited about. We got bands demo deals. We got bands on Octane. We had a band open up for Metallica in our contest, which was insane. And then the coolest thing was we had our own. It was crazy, and we had our own Twitch stage inside of Welcome to Rockville, which is the U.S.'s largest rock festival. And then this year we're going to be having our bands right now are currently competing to play Rockville. So it's pretty cool to see it all unfold for sure. It's crazy how many amazing unsigned bands there are, and like nobody cares about them. So we're like highlighting them, and now people are caring. It's like, how the fuck does nobody care about these unsigned bands? It's so weird.
Yeah, the music is out there. It's incumbent upon us to find it and support it.
Yeah, it's not featured enough. You know what I mean? So on this channel, I mean, there's some shows we do. It'll be like 300,000 viewers. Like I think our last competition was like 330,000 viewers for these unsigned bands. So like people care. It's just you got to put it in front of them. Because I say it all the time. Everyone's favorite band was unsigned at one point. So
absolutely.
yeah.
Who are there like some favorites of yours that are in the running right now? Do you have any favorites?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of these bands. Like the quality of the songs are insane. The unsigned like the videos are insane. But there's so many bands that to me are like it's such a bullshit answer, right? Because I love all the like I genuinely love all these bands because you see the work they put in. There's a band right now that's really sticking out to me. They're called Wake Me. They're actually number one right now on the BlackCraft unsigned artist charts. I love them. There's this band called Nailbite I really enjoy. This solo artist Oh Dreamer really good. Assume Nothing. Fuck, there's so many. Widow Seven. I'm looking at the chat. Owls and Aliens. Yeah, they're so good. Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. We have like an unsigned artist list right now that I'm going to be posting. So those are some of my favorites. But honestly, it all comes down to the chat. You know, the chat votes and picks the bands. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for the list. He's making it easy for us, everyone.
Yeah, if we have it done, so it's easy.
Yeah, we're all kind of like lazy, and I've always what I kind of get trapped in is just listening to like my favorite songs for everything. That's like my thing that I'm bad at. So I really appreciate like a good list. And I love Josta's. So I'm a Patreon subscriber, so I get his like music show. That's a super great way to like find out about new bands, and then your Twitch show. So it's awesome.
Yeah, you should come on and be a host with us sometime. You should be a guest on our show.
I would love that. That would be so fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. So let's talk about this. I was able to reserve like my Scandalous official Twitch like 2-3 months ago, but I haven't really gotten on the platform and like done anything with it. So like how could that so just like having your own show, is that like the whole point of it, whole purpose of it? Can you tell me about Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch is the best platform on planet Earth. You know, it's like I for all these unsigned bands, I tell them I'm like get on Twitch, you know, like get on Twitch, go because you know you think about this real quick, like these unsigned artists are playing, you know, local shows maybe in front of what 10, 20 people, 30. I mean, it's hard to draw people, you know, but like on Twitch, you could be playing in front of like 10 people, and there could be so many people clicking through your show that you didn't even realize. You get off stream, next thing you know, you had 200 views on your hour performance or whatever, you know. So I love it. I think the discoverability of Twitch is insane. And for like myself, why I did it is it's just another form of media. And I think, you know, as social media, I mean, look at Instagram. I have 80,000 plus followers, and how many do you have? You know, and to reach that many people, it's like such a pay to play game. So I just think, you know, with Twitch, it's just such an organic platform, and you can reach all your followers, all your demographic. I like it over YouTube also. The chat interaction. There's so much to it. I don't even know like where to dive in. My advice would you got to be really consistent with it. You got to stream at least I would say 3 days. You know, 4 days probably realistically. But yeah, I mean, for a music show on Twitch, and the good thing about Twitch is getting behind music partners right now. So it'd be a good time for you to jump on and anything to help your stream. Also, if you come on ours, you know, you'll get our community a little bit, you know, so it'll be cool.
Cool. So that's exciting. I was kind of, and it's kind of funny because I do social media for a living, and I was like super duper expert. And then pandemic happened, and TikTok and other things like re-upped. So I was like, wait, I was the expert. And then I'm like, wait, now I'm learning with everyone else. Yep. Okay, here we go. So, you know, I kind of like laugh. I have very self-deprecating humor about that of, you know, being like, oh yeah, I know everything about everything. And like, no, you don't. No, you have to learn about new things. Like, no, okay, so now Twitch is where it's at. So I'm like,
you should definitely take the time and learn about Twitch. And I'm always around if you ever want to chat and need advice. You know, fortunately for us, we have a really great producer, producer Jake. Without him, the show is constantly off the rails. But you know, having him being able to produce the show he does, it's good quality. You know, but it's cool. It's just a cool thing. And you know, obviously with Twitch, you can't really play signed bands. You can play signed bands, but you have to take it down. You have to take your video down afterwards. So that's why also with the unsigned artist things, it works, and you can leave it up, you know. So, but yeah, you'll kill it on Twitch. I think people will love it. I think Twitch is like, I think not everyone's over there yet, but I think in the next 1 to 2 years, I think people will really be on Twitch and just trying to be ahead of the curve.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's exciting.
Yeah.
To definitely like no one does it like you do it. So I'm like, okay, I appreciate the advice. Yes,
Uh,
good. Yeah. So the name of your show is called Space Zebra. So where the name come from? And you must have ideas. You know, you're such a person. You don't do one thing, you do everything. Like, what are your other ideas for Space Zebra? Like, where's everywhere you want to take this thing?
Yeah, honestly, my best example of this, and well, so the name Space Zebra, I'm obsessed with outer space. I'm convinced I've been, abducted by aliens like 5 different times. So I really love outer space, and I love zebras. Very black and white, and I like the meaning of zebras. When they're solo, they're very strong individuals, but when they come together, they make the strongest pact. And they work better together and things like that. So I was like, oh, Space Zebra. I don't know, it just kind of hit, and I just ran with it, and I hit up some people. Yo, what do you think of this? And everyone's like, yo, it's gold. Run with it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run with it. But for what I see with Space Zebra, I really, it's not even that I kind of want to. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go build like the Barstool Sports of rock and roll. That's how I want this to be. I want it to be a media outlet. Not into all the Barstool politics. I'm just saying, like, I love what they built as a business side of it. I think it's great media what they've done. So I really want to build something like that for rock and roll, and that's kind of Space Zebra in a nutshell.
I love that. Yeah, that's so smart. I'm a huge Barstool fan, just admiring and looking at like what they've built. That's super funny, by the way. I've never heard any animal facts about a zebra, so that's funny. So so you're into aliens. Are you into like paranormal things as well, or are you more like alien instead of paranormal, ghosty things?
Man, I went ghost hunting on the Twitch stream at the Shawshank Redemption prison, the Mansfield State Penitentiary, because there's a festival there called Incarceration, which is my favorite festival grounds that DWP does because you're at that prison. And I went on this crazy ghost tour, and I'm like, I'm the guy who really believes in all this shit, but I gotta act like I don't believe in it because I know they fuck with me when you walk into that zone and you're open to that, they fuck with you. And even though I tried to tell everyone I wasn't into it, I still got fucked with by them. No, I'm into it, for sure. I love aliens. I like the ghost stuff. We just started like a true crime BlackCraft podcast. Me, Josh Balls, and Ash Costello. So diving down that, and then I'm going to kind of go into some more ghost hunting stuff because I'm really interested in that stuff. I'm really intrigued by it, for sure.
So same. I'm also really sensitive myself. So I've had definite attachments. Had like a bunch of ghost experiences. I'll send it to you. I have a picture with the ghost in the background.
That's so sick.
It was when I was like a junior in high school. Big wild white old house. We were at my best friend's house. Parents were out of town, and no one was allowed inside because we didn't want cops called or whatever. And there was like a big window where me and my best friend were taking a picture, and we were so self-centered. We both like had this picture blown up on our bedroom walls, put up there for like 6, 8 months. And I took the picture to Walmart to go scan it to put it up on MySpace.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw the ghost in the background. And it's a woman. She has like a sheet over her head. You can see her face, kind of like a skull face a little bit. There's something happening back here, and she's holding a baby.
Man, that's just so real. Do you have the photo?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I post it every now and then on my Instagram. I just love to like post it and like walk away, and people go like, "Oh my god, yeah."
Yeah, you should post it in our Discord. I'll give you a Discord link. You should put it in there because everyone in Discord loves the ghost shit. So it'd be cool.
Yeah, it's super funny. But I was just in New Orleans talking about like, oh, I don't know, like not. I was right by the cemetery, the cemeteries, and I had the option to go, and I was like, no, I'm good. Like, no, like that attachment thing. It's like very
cool. Us speaking of attachment stuff. So our producer, the cameras in, and we took all the the spirit box, like all the ghost machines in with us. Not the band, but the spirit box.
I know. Now we have to be specific.
I wish the band was with us. But when we got back from Ohio and we were going through the footage, none of our cameras would work. Like when we went to go live on the next day on Twitch, none of our cameras would work. So it was just a trip. We have the content. We aired it. I got to re-air that actually. Now that I think about it. But yeah, it definitely was like stuck with us, for sure.
Yeah, it's very funny. So, more about the show. Who are some of the guests that you've had on? I know you've just had huge, huge, huge guests. So, who are some of your favorites? Which guests are you really proud of that you had on the show so far?
Yeah, M Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold. Matt's a really close friend. I love when he comes on the show because I really, really, really love what Avenge is doing. They're such pioneers in everything they've done. I love what they're doing in the NFT space. I'm not like a huge fan of NFT world, but when it's done right, I really respect it and love it. So I love how Avenged Sevenfold's doing it. I love that they're giving back to the community that way. So having Matt on and listening to him talk crypto and NFT just at such a high level is so cool, because the dude eats, sleeps, and breathes it. Because, I think NFTs are 99.9% bullshit. There are some real good ones out there. And Avenge is doing it right. And it's cool because they're going to pioneer the way for other bands, I think, to really do it properly. So that's cool to see. I even want to do it myself a little bit. I want to tap in like that. Everyone's like, how come you haven't done NFTs? I'm like, because Matt's been so busy, and I'll only do this shit if I do it with Matt. It's the only way I'll even think of doing it. Matt was cool. Johnny Christ was great. I love anybody from the Avenge camp. I love more than anything in the world. But recently we had a really cool guest, Chad Gray from Mudvayne. I grew up being such a huge Mudvayne fan, so having Chad on was cool. Shannon Guns obviously came on. We had Heidi from Butcher Babies. God, we have so many guests. Just trying to think, like who else was it? I can't even think off the top of my head, honestly. But those ones really stick out to me for sure.
That's awesome. What are some of your favorite Mudvayne songs? Because
Dig is like Dig for me was the song that like I can't remember what year that was. I'm gonna look that up. What year was Dig? Was that like I need to know what year that was. This is gonna be like a throwback, right? Mudvayne Dig.
I remember being a little girl seeing the MTV Movie Awards,
Yeah.
not being into that music yet. And then I grew up and got in the industry and then getting to meet Chad. So I used to run around with them like in my early 20s, like when Hell Yeah was first the thing.
Yep.
And just being able, like Doughboy had just come out, and that was like the exact song for me and my mom at that time. And it was just surreal being able to like tell him like, so this is me and my mom, thank you very much, really appreciate it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just they have such incredible songs like that. I didn't know if you had a few songs of theirs that you're like, oh my god, this song touched me so much.
Well, the album, what was it? LD50, Dig, and Death Blooms was one that really stuck out to me like a lot. I just kind of remember like Headbangers Ball, and I was like, it was like Mudvayne, Slipknot. Those were like the two that I was just like latched onto. So when Chad came on, I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, I used to have you on my wall, like posters everywhere. That this is so cool, and he really digs what we're doing too. And his wife Shannon has a show now on DWP2 called The Guns Club, which is a really cool show. So it's a trip when, even Avenged Sevenfold, that was a band that I grew up that helped change my life, made me who I am today. And now being friends with the guys and them believing in what I do and coming on the show it's such a trip to see. And it's also to help unsigned bands, so it's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. And have you had Alicia Taylor on?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
She's amazing. So cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she's so funny. I've done like 3 or 4 things with her, like different interviews and promo and stuff. And she has one of like the funniest stories about when she was still an NFL cheerleader for the Falcons and she got to pick a song. She chose Slipknot. So it was just many years before. So like you and I think we're funny, ha ha ha. She's the funniest of like oh,
yeah.
That's like one of my funniest stories to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So what kind of genres are you into?
Oh man. Honestly, I love everything. I love classic rock a lot. I like grunge. I like hip hop a lot. I guess I don't even know like what is considered metal anymore. Like I grew up I'm 33, so like I guess I grew up loving like the Trust Kill era, Victory Records era. Like I grew up loving Bleeding Through, 18 Visions, Avenged Sevenfold. And then obviously like I love the classics. Like I love Kiss. Kiss is my favorite band. Nirvana. I love Nirvana. things like that. But I listen to a lot of hip hop too. Like I love rap. I'm kind of all over the place. And I also like chill music too. Like there's this DJ called Lane 8 I like a lot. So I'm all over. Honestly, I'll even listen to some country. Like if I throw it on and I like it, I like it. I'll listen to whatever. So.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I highly recommend. You have to have a break. Like you can't be metal all the time. Like not even metal guys are metal all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Sylvan Esso? Sylvan, then ESSO.
I don't think so.
Put it in when you're like doing the dishes, need
Yeah.
a break, chill, walk around the house. Like it's the happiest, chill vibe, great music, and just like great vibes. Like
me, because that's kind of like what Lane 8 is for me. I throw in Lane 8 Essentials on Apple Music and just vibe out. You gotta DM me. I'd love to check it out.
I will. Well, I remember like one person commented wanting to know, would you write a book at this point in your career? Do you think you would wait, or is that something you've ever thought about doing?
Yeah, I want to do it for sure. I think wait because I'm not at where I want to be just yet, But definitely, that's why I'm so big in the Discord. I'm really really big in connecting in the Discord with our Twitch followers and the BlackCraft audience, and it's just kind of giving life advice and business advice on how we started the brand, where we got to today. I do a thing and I at least try 2 days a week. I'm gonna try to do it 3 days a week, but we just started talking about manifestation in our vision boards, and we all kind of check in with each other, and it's pretty cool, to see that. So yeah, like someone was in Discord yesterday just saying how they started a business because of BlackCraft, and they met me at incarceration, which was so cool. And so I definitely want to write a book. I just I don't have time at the minute, and plus I'm not at exactly where I want to be, So when it's time to close the chapter, I'll definitely write the book for sure.
Love it. Okay, so I've done Discord. So this is another thing. This is like the technology podcast, apparently.
Yeah.
So Discord. So it's just like a message board. Like I've done it for business purposes, but you're using it as a way to talk to the BlackCraft family.
Honestly, I wanted to just create a more in-depth, a tighter community where everyone kind of interact. Like, there's so many bands that come in here and be like, "Oh, hey," like this guy's like, "Hey, I'm in this band, check it out." And next thing you know, like people will rally behind it, buy merch, support it. Or a Twitch streamer will be like, "Hey, I'm a huge fan." Drop their. I'm like, "Hey, cool, fucking drop your Twitch link." And then like today, I just randomly in the Discord just picked a random. Well, it wasn't a random person. They've been working hard on Twitch, but I saw him in our Discord. I was like, you know what? You've been working so hard. I'm literally going to just endorse you right now. And then I was like, yo, let's go into his Twitch channel right now and tell him, and all shit. And we brought people in. So, yeah, it's like a big message board, I guess, with all these sub channels. This is a technology talk with a guy who isn't good at this. I have other people that are really good at this. So I'm going to butcher it. But yeah, it's like a big message board with different channels you can have, So it's super cool. Discord, I love. I go to bed literally sleeping with my phone here because I'm in the Discord. I fall asleep and it's on my neck, and I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, Discord. Okay, get back into it. So I'm addicted to Discord for sure.
That's awesome. I like it. Well, I would prefer to hear it from you instead of someone else who's super knows everything about everything, because I want the user friendly, no barrier to entry, kind of explanation. Like anyone, if I have a question about it, there's so many other people out there who would be like, okay, now what's this thing? What are we using it for? So I like the way you answer.
Honestly, you should join our Discord. Come in, ask how you need help. You'll have 10 people that'll just help you. That's what's so cool about the community.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, yay, joining. So I love, and here's one cool thing, you're very into manifestation. And let's talk about this. I think it's a cool thing to talk about. I have a girlfriend who just constantly just beats herself up over and over and over again about she makes so much money. She makes an insane amount of money and she doesn't save any of it. And it is kind of a topic in her relationship, and she's just always so disappointed in herself that she doesn't save more money. And that's just something that you wouldn't think plagues her as much as it's okay, calm down, but it really hurts her. And I think that I'm like, okay, well, great news. Next time you get paid, you can just open up a savings account and start saving money. And now you're a person that saves money and you've broken that like really sad kind of like attachment or that thing that you're carrying around with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like every day you wake up, you can like, it's the chance to change the narrative you have about yourself. And I think you're really into manifesting and things like that. So it's like, hey, well, I haven't done Discord and I haven't done Twitch, but hey, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be, posting on Twitch, going live on Twitch and doing Discord. So yay. So I don't have to,
I
feel
love
like a dork forever. I can be a non-dork starting tomorrow.
No, that's cool. And make sure you join our community for real. Like people will help out as much as you can. And I'll help you as much as I can too. So
That's awesome. Well, yay.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Friends are my favorite. I love friends. They're my favorite.
That's it. That's why we got the Discord. I'm telling you, like it's you find so many people in there that have mutual things that you like, and we play Dead by Daylight a lot. So after I get off this Instagram live here, we're gonna hang out with some BlackCraft Discord people. One of our mods, Dusty G, he'll be streaming live, and I'll be jumping in there being the killer on Dead by Daylight. So we're gonna do that after.
Yay, that's awesome. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. So what did you wear when you were a teenager?
Oh, band shirts. I mean, you name it. Anything from, I think my whole ward. It's so, it's so funny. This is a funny question. So, all the stuff that I wore as a teenager, I now, when I was buying the Rob Zombie tees, the Manson tees, the Slipknot tees, right, the Mudvayne tees, the Black Sabbath, Kiss tees, whatever, everything I bought that was, $20 then, the same fucking t-shirt, now it's 2022. I have to pay $150 for because it's a vintage t-shirt now. So I've been into like collecting all the old tees that I wore as a teenager. So it's showing how old I am now. But yeah, I just grew up loving band tees, and then brands. I remember, does anyone in here remember Tattered and Torn, Slipknot's brand? And then there was another brand, Atticus. Obviously, I thought the Dead Bird was so cool when they were doing that. So, but yeah, mostly band tees.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who was like your first like rock metal band that you got into? Mine was Eve Six. What was your?
Well, first rock concert I ever went to was the Family Values tour to see Limp Bizkit. Because TRL, I was such like a request live. That was like in those days. But first heavy metal band I ever got into, it would have been Slipknot. Their first, that self-titled album. I remember going to like a local record store and seeing that album cover, and I was like, "Who are these dudes in the jumpsuit? What is this? Like, I'm gonna buy this album." And I bought it, and I put that album on, and that album changed my life single-handedly. I could say that Slipknot album, like, I would not be here today, and without that record for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel about a few Stained albums.
Oh, cool.
And I will just love Aaron Lewis till the day I die, and he just keeps saying crazy things, and I'm like, stop it.
Yeah. Stop. It's a bummer because I'm not political. I openly say it everywhere I go. I fucking hate politics. I think it's such garbage. People are into it. They're into it. It's all good. It just divides everyone, and that's why on our Twitch show for 2 hours, it's like it's the escape from the world. We just get lost in music, and I kind of wish music was more about that. But also, hey, I respect it. It's something they're passionate about, and depends if you're whatever side of the fence you're on. If you're passionate about it and you play the music, cool. But so I just saw someone in the chat talking shit. Bobby's all about the MGK and Slipknot, and that's it. I love MGK also.
Yeah.
I love Slipknot and I love MGK. So, but yeah, I don't know. I know what you mean about Stained. Yeah, it's the politics anything political loses me quick. So.
Yeah, it's just wild. I'm like, will you stop it? Because I will always, I still feel like I'm here, because of the songs that he's saying that, like, right. I used to lay on my bedroom floor, stare at the ceiling, and cry. And I'm like, oh my God, will you, like, stop that over here? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about, like, yay, Satan, or just self-autonomy. I'm Christian. That's just my thing. So, like, I have my own relationship with God. Stopped going to church when I was 16. and I like read the Bible, and that's my own thing. Love death metal, yay. Black metal, I stay away from like a little bit because I'm careful with it. But I think it's just really about self autonomy. Right, correct. So let's just kind of talk about like what that means to you in your world, in your life.
Honestly, I keep it so simple. I'm an atheist. Even the word atheist, I don't even like the word because I hate all the labels to shit. But honestly, I believe in myself. Just believe in helping others, inspiring others. You know, for me, I never was religious really growing up, and I never really connected with it. I've had a lot of things that did happen to me growing up in the religious world that just left a lot of bad taste in my mouth. You know, growing up, I watched die inside of a church when I was fifth grade, and you know, at her best friend's funeral. So that was something that stuck with me forever. And I was like, this don't make any sense. But honestly, like whatever makes anyone happy, I'm cool with. You know, for me, I just believe in myself. You know, that's where our BlackCraft slogans come from, right? To believe in yourself, create your own future. And honestly, where I love and where I find fulfillment inside of me is helping others now, right? And even along the way, before BlackCraft even existed, when I was just coming up, you know, I loved connecting and helping others. And I just think if you got 24 hours in a day, and if you could better someone's life and in some way put a smile on someone's face, you're winning, you know. So that's why I hate politics and religion so much, right? Because it separates people so much. And that's why I'm loving this unsigned bands thing. And that was a big reason why I want to do this, because you know, my ex, the mother of my child, was in WWE, and I would go to those shows and I would just see how people would get lost for 2-3 hours watching WWE, and nothing mattered. You know, it didn't matter what you believed in, what politician you loved, or whatever. You just got lost in that. And you know, it lets you escape from the bullshit and the craziness of this world, right? So but yeah, that's me. I just believe in myself, you know.
That's beautiful. I love that. And it is so obvious that you have such a great heart and so much empathy, and you really care and you really go there for people. And that's so obvious talking to you. So it's really lovely to break that stereotype and talk about it a little bit.
No. That's kind of so kind of you. Yeah, I just, like I said, that's where the fulfillment comes. You know, I love seeing other people hit their dreams and goals, because I'm just from a small town. You know, I grew up like, I think there was like 300 people in my town, so always the odds were against us growing up there. And anytime I could help someone, I love it, because fuck, I still need help. You know, probably gotta call my therapist after this, but yeah, no, it's fine.
Hey, yeah, there's some, yeah. Well, I found a guy. I'll message you.
Yeah,
there's some really like incredible people on YouTube that like save me a bunch of money on therapy for sure. I'm like, oh, they've helped you so much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you come from we're going to talk more about BlackCraft, but you come from the music industry, and I love the industry so much. I'm so passionate about it. You did merch, you toured. What were some lessons that you learned? This was kind of like your real world music industry education. What were some things that you picked up and that you learned that you used to push you forward in life?
Yes. Well, I started touring at 17, right? So I was just a young kid touring. Um, Honestly, getting to tour the world the way I got to tour the world, working for bands and playing in some bands, you just got used to you got to expose to all these different cultures, you know, which was so cool. And biggest thing for me was I learned the merch industry, and that's, you know, for me, I was never like a great musician, but I love music. And you know, I was just taking any tours I could, whether they needed a bass player or they needed a merch guy, or like, I was a drum tech forever, and I didn't even know how to drum tech, and I just learned because I just wanted to take any opportunity I could to network and learn. And for me, it was networking. That's where it really taught me networking and knowing the right people, because, you know, when you're on tour, you know, just knowing the right person on tour, that tour manager or a certain band member that can help your band get on tour. So yeah, the biggest thing, my biggest takeaway was just legit, just networking. That was the best thing I could have ever learned, was networking. And then I paid attention to our merch and like what kind of material our merch was being printed on, the process of printing a T-shirt. So I just got really hands on and just learned everything I could, because I was like, well, I'm not going to school, I'm not going to college, you know. I still don't know where commas go, and I can barely spell, but it's okay. I don't really need that right now, you know. Because in Discord you could be sloppy, you don't have to put commas. So that's why I love Discord so much. But the takeaway would be the networking part of it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, for someone who doesn't, we don't need that education. I mean, I remember being at NAM the year before the pandemic hit. I was going to go every year. I was like, yeah, every year, pandemic, boo. But I just remember like BlackCraft Cult like being the biggest and like most talked about thing, like from everyone kind of walking around. It was the like biggest presence on people's mind. And it was like the utmost respect, and it got people so excited.
That's so cool. I forget sometimes about things like that, so thanks for sharing that. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. So let's talk more BlackCraft. So what's the highest selling item ever? Do you know?
To be honest with you, yeah, it's our Lucifer t-shirt. The cat.
Which one?
We have a cat on the shirt, and it says Lucifer. That's still to this day. That was like one of our OG designs. That shirt. I'm trying to think what else off the top of my head. I mean, there's a lot of newer items. We just got into footwear now. We're starting to make shoes. So shoes are selling like crazy right now. Women's.
And there's slides. Like I have slides on right now. Like slides are the best.
Yeah, we have slides too. But yeah, the Lucifer shirt still to this day is our number one thing.
And what's your favorite item that you guys have ever made?
My favorite item we ever made would be, I get asked this a lot. I feel like I changed the question because my brain goes a million places because we have so much. I think right now at the moment, one comes to my head would be the Fuck the Westboro Baptist Church shirt. I love the meaning behind when we made it and the donation cause that we did for the Sandy Hook Elementary School. It was a church that they said they were happy that the kids got killed in the shooting, in this mass shooting that happened. And I couldn't believe that a church would say that. And we just made Fuck the Westboro Baptist Church shirts. And we donated all the money to the Sandy Hook victims, the place we're talking about. So that was one of my favorite. Yeah, I see people in the chat saying the Haters Gonna Hate shirt. That's our new shirt we just dropped. We just dropped a new shirt. It's called Haters Gonna Hate. Some internet troll was like, this is a BlackCraft tee. And they actually did a really funny job on it. So we put out what they sent, and we're donating a portion of that to Living the Dream Foundation right now. So, yeah.
I saw that post. So you guys made it and people can buy it now?
Yeah, people can buy it now. So
that's awesome.
Really funny. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately, actually. I've been taking, whenever I get trolled, I just put it on a t-shirt, and now I'm just selling it. That's my new
Yeah. That's the best example of fuck you, pay me I've ever heard in my entire life.
Fuck it. Yep.
I love it. That's super funny. You're definitely the Gene Simmons of merchandise for sure. And you've got liquor, furniture, all the things. So tell us about like the different subsidiaries and what's going on with those, and if you're like discontinuing some, keeping some going, things you like, things you don't like.
That was the coolest compliment ever, because Kiss is my favorite band. So to be compared to Gene Simmons in the merchandise world, that's the best compliment I've ever got in my life. Yeah, so we do have different things. We had BlackCraft whiskey we were doing for a while. It was doing extremely well. It was kind of a limited run anyway. We knew it was going to be a limited run. And then it started getting momentum. It actually started picking up. We were in 16 states actually with it, and it was doing extremely well. We were at some massive liquor store chains. And then unfortunately, it was like a family who was making our whiskey. A hurricane came and kind of wiped out that distillery. So they kind of, so we were like, we're going to pump the brakes anyway, And so yeah, I'm actually, and it's funny you bring that up because I'm in the process of maybe bringing that back or bringing out like a vodka. We're gonna do something in the spirit space again because BlackCraft Spirits is too good of a name to pass, and then we do BlackCraft furniture, which is awesome. We get all that stuff made. That's more of my business partner side, Jim. That's kind of his vision. So yeah, we have that. We got BlackCraft, and we're working on a few new things at BlackCraft. Hopefully, we just do the podcast now too. So that's a whole new side of BlackCraft too. It's our 10-year anniversary this year, so we're doing a lot of things different this year. So it's cool. I think the next thing we're probably going to do is cosmetics. I think that's where we're going next. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, a woman in metal. We love all the things. We love our makeup. We love our glam.
Yep.
I love my vodka. So
Hell yeah.
exciting. That's really fun.
Yep.
Well, very cool. So I heard you talk about BlackCraft cold pop-up parties. So have you had one yet? Are you thinking about that? Is that something we're working on?
Yeah, we already did it. We kicked it off with my good friend Josh Balls. He used to be in the band called Motionless in White. He's the owner of Strange and Unusual, and he owns Parlor Root Beer, which I'll throw that in for him. He owns Strange and Unusual in Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's called, and we do a lot of business with Josh. Josh is like a brother to me, and I wanted to do this thing where our pop up shop. I didn't want it to be like a normal pop up shop, so we create a funeral setting. So we have like the casket. There's like the chairs. Like it literally looks like you're walking into a funeral home. Is our pop up shop. So we do that, and then we've been pairing it with a thing at night called Noir Nights, where myself and Josh Balls we DJ. We play like some of the coolest hits, like goth, industrial, rock kind of stuff. And yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more of those, especially now that festival season's coming up. And we go to Welcome to Rockville, Daytona Beach. We'll be doing one there. We go to Mansfield, Ohio. We'll be doing one there. Louisville, Kentucky, and Sacramento, California for Aftershock. So we're going to be doing a lot of those. And I actually, because right now we're on the Slipknot tour. We're out right now on the Slipknot in this moment tour right now. So we're out there. That's an everyday a pop up right inside the venue with Slipknot. But I kind of wanted to go like take this on a little tour and just go to certain cities and just show up and roll out a funeral and sell some merch.
There you go. Well, I'm your venue hookup. So I've got a few friends. Actually, 3-4 friends. They like own some of the biggest venues in Austin and like all the the metal clubs and like the big pop-ups and like really big venues. So hit me up for Austin.
I'm actually up on that because Texas is a place we love going to Texas. So definitely take you up on that.
Cool. Yeah, I have hookups in Dallas, Deep Ellum, and Austin. So yeah.
We'll see you in Texas. That'll be.
I love it. Yeah, and I'll see you at some of those festivals too. I'm like figuring out which ones I want to do, which ones I want to go to. That's awesome. So you're a wrestling fan. I know you've spent a bunch of hours watching it. I know you've thought of your wrestling name. What's your wrestling name if you ever get into the ring?
I never thought of my wrestling name. You know what?
Really?
You know what's funny about wrestling? Okay, so I grew up loving wrestling, right? Like the Stone Cold era, the Undertaker era, Kane. That was like my era, and I loved wrestling. Then I kind of fell out of wrestling. Honestly, I didn't watch wrestling for shit all the way until I was probably mid 20s. And then I saw a lot of wrestlers wearing BlackCraft. I was like, holy shit! Oh my god, I missed WWF. And then at the time it was like WWE. I was like, oh shit! Oh, this is like all new again. Oh, cool. And then, I got introduced to a WWE wrestler named Baron Corbin. He was like the first guy that I saw started wearing BlackCraft. This was when WWE was on NXT, or NXT was on Hulu. Do you remember? I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but NXT was on Hulu.
I like the industry and I like the characters in it. I'm not like a wrestling fan per se, but I'm really intrigued by the characters who create their own personalities and their own world. Like, I like it for that aspect of it. I would love to watch a match. I haven't had the opportunity to really watch one, but I'm very like turned on by these people who create their own persona, their own world, and their own success,
Totally. So
in that way, I'm so like obsessed with the way that they do that. That I find fascinating. I really like that aspect.
So Baron Corbin was rocking it, and then literally my sister now, Paige from WWE, was rocking it, and then that's how I met the mother of my child. She was WWE superstar, and then I fell in love with wrestling. I was like, whoa! But what I fell in love with was their work ethic. These are some of the hardest working people in the room. They're on the road 360 days out of 365. It feels like I think they're actually on the road 300 days a year out of 365. They wrestle crazy matches. They hop in a car and drive 5 hours. Right? It's insanity. So I fell in love with that aspect of it. And then BlackCraft started becoming popular with all the wrestlers. Like Seth Rollins started rocking it. I've done some collabs with Seth, which is so cool. But yeah, now we work with Malachi Black, who was Aleister Black in WWE. So yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I'm always keeping up with my friends. Yeah, I barely watch TV as it is, and like I said, I'm on Discord 24/7 now. Get rid of TV.
There you go. So you don't even watch any horror movies? I watched like 2 today.
No, but I want to watch Ouija with the Discord where we're talking about having a horror movie night. So I'm gonna watch Ouija, I think.
Okay. Like even more like, and we're doing events, we're doing movie nights.
Yeah.
So much about the Discord and so much about the Twitch. Sounds.
You'd almost think I own a piece of Discord for how much I promote at this point,
No, I appreciate like the family aspect of it. None of my friends are into metal. Like none of my friends wear black.
Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm. Well, come to Discord, you'll have thousands of new friends that do that. So there you go.
Yay! I love friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So last question, you do have the cutest kid on the gram. I've seen some very cute pics. What's your favorite thing about being a dad?
Oh my God. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. God, there's so many. Fuck, I don't even know. I mean, seeing her smile when, because, she lives in Pennsylvania, I'm in California. So I do my best to get there once a month or they come here. I don't know. I just seeing her grow up to be this individual human, right? Like seeing her in kindergarten and going to piano lessons and wanting to play guitar. I think I light up every time she sees me, when she FaceTimes me, and it's like kind of like being her hero, is a cool part. But I don't know, just having this, this human that you're responsible for, right? And watching her kind of like the things I like. It's funny, like she's all into, like, I love basketball, and she's like, Dad, can we watch the Lakers? I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, nah, she's just saying that. And she'll sit there and genuinely watch. She's like, oh, Dad, that's LeBron James. Like, she'll, like, watch it, or she's like, I want to play guitar. I bought her a guitar for her birthday, just thinking, like, I don't know, like, she'll maybe play and throw it down. But she's, like, obsessed with it. So she's getting guitar, violin, piano lessons. She's obsessed with that. And my favorite part, honestly, she said to her mom and myself one day, she's like, Daddy, I want to do a clothing brand like you, So seeing her want to do clothing and stuff is really cool too. So it's a trip.
That is so cute. And kids these days, they get on Shark Tank. They get on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
They do it themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, kids are where it's at, and they can absolutely do it. And that's very exciting to hear, like, such very cool, lofty goals at such a young age. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. She got to go to her first rock concert last year. It was a DWP fest at Incarceration, so that was super cool. And Slipknot saw her there, and they gave her their like coloring book, and so it was so cool. So sick.
They have a coloring book?
Yeah, it's the sickest ever. Like,
oh my God, I didn't know about that.
Want more? I was like, I want it, But it was.
You were like, are you sure you don't want Lisa Frank and I can have this one? Are you
You're
sure?
Right. Totally.
That is so funny. Well, I'm going to Google immediately as soon as we get off here. So when's the next time you're going to stream? Like here in 5 minutes, I think?
No, well, I'm not streaming tonight. One of our mods is going to be streaming tonight, so we're playing some Dead by Daylight. But we actually have a massive stream tomorrow. We stream, it's twitch.tv/DW Presents. We're 3:30 Pacific time. We stream. And tomorrow's crazy because we're in the Sweet 16 for the battle for the big stage. So one of the bands are going to go on tour with Escape the Fate. And they're going to get to play at Welcome to Rockville, the U.S. largest rock festival with Kiss, Guns N' Roses, Nine Inch Nails in this moment. So it's going to be sick. So you got to join tomorrow. And at Incarceration, that's the Ohio festival, on their flyer for the past fucking 3 months, they've list every band, but they put out XXXXXX on one of these things. And I'm like, who the hell is it? And they won't like announce who it is. So tomorrow, I'm going to put one of my friends on the thing, and they don't know that yet. So, and I can't get fired because I still own BlackCraft. You know what I mean? Like, then what?
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. So yeah, make sure you join tomorrow. It's going to be crazy.
Okay. Well, now I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Yay. Well, thanks for joining. It has been so lovely to talk to you. Just hearing about you, third person, so many people talking about you. You're one of the biggest figures in our industry, and I'd love to have friends. And it was really lovely chatting with you. I'm so glad I got to.
Yeah, anything we could do to help your podcast and stuff, let us know. Join the Discord. I'm telling you, it'll be the best thing you do.
I'm going to immediately. I know you posted about it. So I'm going to go through your post. I know you storied about it earlier. So
Yep.
I'm going to do it here right now.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Talk soon.
See you. Bye.